Hey guys, it's Zasus. I just wanted to do a video really fast on kind of a tip on if you're ever making a Professor Stein coat from Soul Eater, on how to do these stitches that he has on his coat. So what you're looking at right now is this is the sleeve attached to the armhole right here. So those are the stitches along that seam, and then this is the side where the pocket is. So basically I did all the way down here and around the pocket like his. I haven't finished to complete all the stitching of the coat yet, but I'm still working on it. But I wanted to make this video just to show you how to do it. So the machine that I'm using is a Singer, and it's a computerized machine. So it has all of these stitches right here. Let's see, number 16 right here, number 16, that's the number I use. If you guys have this machine, that's the stitch I use, and it makes this really nice stitch just like that. If you don't have a computerized machine, you can still do this. They won't be stitches like this, but basically what you do is you just run your sewing machine over a seam a few times, or you can run your stitch just like this once, go right next to it again, then next to it again, until you get a line that's thick enough that you like. But it's a lot easier if you do have a computerized machine. And like I said, it is number 16. And if you don't have the specific one, but you do have a computerized machine, look for one that looks like this. It's just a straight seam up and down with little notch seams going across that initial up and down seam. So yeah, so I will show you what it looks like while I'm doing it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. So I'm going to be doing this second pocket here. I have if I can get it, here we go. So I've done these stitches going up and down. Now what I need to do is just keep going, and I'm going to be going around the pocket like I did with the other one. So I'll show that to you in a second. And yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you again, like I said, it's number 16. So here's the display right here. Basically what you do is, it's hard to see, I'm sorry, maybe if I angle it better. There we go. So if you hit these up and down buttons, I'm hitting the up button for 1, and then the button right next to it to 6. So now it will, it does all the stitch width and length for you when you do the decorative stitching here. So you just put in the number 16, like I did there, and it automatically calibrates it to what you want it to do. This is an awesome machine, by the way. If you guys ever want to get a sewing machine, this one is awesome. I know there's ones that have a lot more decorative stitches, but for my purposes, this is really good. So I obviously use black thread. I have that black, and then a black bobbin in here. So I'm going to show you how I do the stitch. Okay, so I have my fabric here, and what I'm going to do is just slide it underneath the foot, and I'm going to line it up with the seam here that I already did on the side. This is the side seam right here. I'm leading it down to the pocket, which is right here. So I'm lining it up. You don't have to do exact distances with this. You can do various things. Like if you see here, I don't know if you can see this, but I did 2 on the outside, and then I did this diagonal one here. What I've seen on Stein's whatever it's called, art, I don't know what it's called. What's it called, guys? The reference art, I suppose. They're like all the stitches that he does on his clothing is arranged sporadically and not perfect because he just pretty much sewed it back together from nothing. So if I can find my petal, oh, of course it's over here. Let me move. Sorry about the camera shaking if I did. All right, so basically what I'm gonna do is I lined the edge of the foot, which is the end of it right here, the front of the foot, I should say, to the seam that I've already done on the side here. So I line it up there, and then I stop when the back of the foot hits the seam. So it's kind of like an even application. Also with this machine, you have to make sure you have a handle on your fabric, because if you just let it go like that, it's going to make really tiny stitches, and it's going to not be like a spread out thing like it's supposed to be. So sorry, my neighbors. Anyway, so if you push it a little bit, it'll make wider stitches, and if you just leave it kind of like to do whatever, it'll make tinier stitches. So if you do want tinier stitches, then don't guide it as much, and it'll give you tinier stitches. It'll take you longer to get to where you want to go, but yeah. But if you push it just a little bit forward, it'll give you longer stitches. So that's what I'm doing. And then there's a button here. I'm going to turn the machine a little, if you can see. I don't know if you can see. Nope. Let me raise up the camera a little. So there's this button right here where it's basically a place marker. You push it on most decorative stitches, it will do 4 little stitches to start you off, and then that means you don't have to tie it off when you're finished. So let me make sure we're filming this now. Okay, so I'm going to press that button, and it makes 4 stitches, and then I'm going to start. And every once in a while what I do is I stop the petal and I feel in the back here to see if it's at the initial seam yet, the back of the foot, and I have to do a couple more, and that's it. And then I push the button again to do the 4 stitches, and that's it. And I will show you. There's the seam right there, if you can see it. Yep, that one. That's the one I just did. So that's how you do those seams, and I'll do a few more for you in fast motion so you can see, and then I'll show you what they look like in a line. So when you get to these corners, the curves here, you just do the same thing. Just make sure you line it up, the front of the foot with the seam here, and then you'll still get a straight line. It'll just go around like it's supposed to. Also, as a suggestion, I would suggest putting all of these stitches on as you're putting this together. So as you do a seam that needs those stitches, right after you do that seam and you press it open, put those stitches on, because if you do it with the entire coat made, like if you finish the entire coat, you're not going to be able to do these stitches, especially the ones on the back and the ones on the sleeves. Are going to be really difficult to do because the thing is so bulky, and it's just going to be really frustrating. So I highly suggest you do these stitches as you go. So that's just my advice. Also, these stitches require a lot of thread, so make sure your bobbins are always full, and make sure you have maybe a couple spare bobbins of black thread, so in case you run out, you don't have to refilling your pocket.
Tar.
And there you have it. Let me zoom out so you can see before my battery dies. There you go. There's the seam around the pocket. So that's all there is to it. Cut off all the hairs, the strands, and that's all you need to do for Stein stitches. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more cosplay related tutorials, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.